Hello and welcome to High Voltage Engineering. We are continuing from module 1.2. We are still on conduction and breakdown in gases. So in this class, I'll be talking about a new concept called Townsend's current growth equation. Okay, so let us go deep into that subject. Now the Townsend's current growth equation, you have to assume that N0 electrons are emitted from the cathode. When one electron collides with a neutral particle, a positive ion and an electrons are formed. This is called deionization or ionizing collision. We have seen this equation in the previous class. Now here let alpha be the average number of ionizing collision made by an electron per centimeter travel in the direction of the field. Note that alpha depends on gas pressure P, and E by P is called the Townsend's first ionization coefficient. Now what is the ratio of E by P and why it is important? E by P gives the amount of ionization that can be possible by an electron. More is the pressure, the lesser is the value of alpha. Okay, and more is the value of E, more is the value of alpha. At any distance x from the cathode, let the number of electrons be nx. When these nx electrons travel further distance of dx, they give rise to alpha nx dx electrons. Now why is this alpha nx dx electron? When they travel by amount of dx, the alpha is being multiplied because alpha is the average number of ionizing collision that takes place per centimeter of travel. So if you multiply with the distance, let's say dx of travel, then number of collisions made by the electron for that distance is obtained. Now if we multiply nx, that is the number of electron that is traveling, we get this expression alpha nx dx as the number of electron that is being produced via collision. Now let's see, let us follow this equation. Now we start from x equal to 0, that is we are on the left hand side of the cathode plate. Okay, and remember the distance between the cathode and the anode is given by small d. So where we are at the point of x equal to 0, we are on the cathode side, and when x equal to d, we are on the anode side. Okay, so initially where x equal to 0, nx, that is the number of electrons at a distance x, is n0. So since we are starting with the n0 is the number of electron at the cathode. Okay, again dnx dx is equal to alpha nx. What is dnx? The number of increase in the electrons, or nx is exponential alpha x into n0. Then the number of electrons reaching the anode at x equal to d will be nd. So we are replacing x by d here. Now n d is nothing but n0 into exponential of alpha d. The number of new electron created on the average by each electron is given by exponential alpha d minus 1, which is nothing but nd by n naught by nd minus n naught by n naught. So let us summarize what is going on. We have a cathode and we have an anode spaced apart by a distance d as shown in the figure, right? Now from the cathode side, electrons are flowing from the cathode side to the anode side. Now we have alpha, that is the average number of ionizing collision made by an electron per distance. Now this electron, let's say it travels a small amount of path called dx. Then multiplying that alpha with dx, it will be given as the number of collision the electron experience for a dx length of time. That is for one electron. Now let's say we are starting with, from the cathode, how many electrons we are starting with? We are starting with n0 electrons. So starting it will be n0 into alpha dx number of electrons are formed. Okay. Here the assumption is that for every collision there is a new electron, but that is not always the case. But here we have taken that for whenever there is a collision we are having an electron, a new electron. Hence the rate of the rate by which these electrons are increasing, that is dnx by dx, is nothing but alpha nx. And by solving, we can find out what would be the number of electrons at the end of a distance d, that is when it touches the anode. So when it touches the anode, the number of electrons becomes n into d, which is equal to n0 exponential alpha d. Now how many number of electrons that are created? Number of electrons created is nothing but nd minus n naught, and if we want to have a ratio of how many electrons, more electrons are created through collision, we'll write as the expression as nd minus n naught by n naught. Therefore the average current in the gap, which is equal to the number of electrons traveling per second, will be capital I equal to I naught exponential of alpha d, where I naught is the initial current at the cathode. Why we are using I? I is nothing but the rate of flow of electrons or flow of a positive particle. Okay, so we represent the rate of charge as current. Now we'll talk about current growth in the presence of secondary processes. Remember what are secondary processes? Secondary processes are processes after the primary processes, like from collision and the electron dislodge via photons. The single avalanche process described in the previous section becomes complete when the initial set of electrons reaches the anode. However, since the amplification of electrons, exponential of alpha into d, is occurring in the field, the probability of adding new electrons being liberated in the gap by the other mechanism increases. And these new electrons create further avalanches. And the other mechanisms are: the positive ion liberated may have sufficient energy to cause liberation of electrons from the cathode when they impinge on it. And 2, the excited atoms or molecules in avalanches may emit photons, and this will lead to emission of electrons due to photoemission. And 3. The metastable particles may diffuse back, causing electron emission. So here we are talking about the secondary process that is being carried out, and with the application of voltage, the creation of electrons has been accelerated, and more avalanche, or the avalanche is the production of avalanche is something that is creating a huge impact. Now this avalanche of electrons production increases. Okay, because of this amplification, because we are applying a voltage across the electrons, voltage across the electrodes. The electrons produced by this process are called secondary electrons. The secondary ionization coefficient, gamma, is defined as the same way as the alpha. So alpha is the primary coefficient and gamma is the secondary coefficient, as the net number of secondary electrons produced per incident positive ion, photon, excited particle or metastable particle, and the total value of gamma is the sum of the individual coefficients due to the three different processes. That is gamma equal to gamma 1 plus gamma 2 plus gamma 3. The gamma is called the Townsend's secondary ionization coefficient and is a function of pressure, and E by pressure. E is the applied voltage. See, you can find out the E. Okay, so this is the summation of the gamma, that is the individual coefficients that is obtained from the secondary processes. Okay, gamma is called the Townsend's secondary process coefficient. Now, following the Townsend's procedure of current growth, we are assuming that N0 naught is the secondary electrons produced due to secondary process, and N0 double dash is the total number of electrons leaving the cathode. Then N0 double dash is nothing but N0 plus N0 dashed. Okay, so N0 is the process is what we have previously defined, the number of electrons moving out of the cathode. Now N0 dash is the number of electrons caused by the secondary process. So total amount of N0 double dash amount of electrons is leaving the cathode. The total number of electrons N reaching the anode becomes nothing but N equal to N0 double dash exponential alpha d. Or be rearranging it, it is N0 plus N0 dash exponential alpha d. And N0 dash is nothing but gamma into N minus N0 plus N0 dashed. Now, if we want to eliminate N0, we will get this expression where we defined I equal to I naught into exponential alpha d divided by 1 minus gamma exponential alpha d minus 1. Now we will come to Townsend's criteria for breakdown. In the previous equation, where we find out the value of I, it gives the total average current in a gap before the occurrence of breakdown. As the distance between the electrode D is increased, the denominator of the equation tends to 0. And at some critical distance, D equal to ds, this 1 minus gamma exponential alpha d minus 1 becomes 0. Okay, so if we rearrange them, we can have gamma into exponential alpha d is equal to 1. For the values of d less than ds, for the values of d less than ds, it is I is approximately equal to I naught, and if the external source for the supply of I naught is removed, I becomes 0. That means without this voltage there is no current. Okay, if d equal to ds and I tends to infinity, the current will be limited only by the resistance of the power supply and external circuit. This condition is called Townsend's breakdown criteria and can be written as gamma into exponential alpha d minus 1 equal to 1. Normally exponential alpha d is very large, and hence the equation reduces to gamma exponential alpha d equal to 1. For a given gap spacing and at a given pressure, the value of the voltage V, which gives the value of alpha and gamma satisfying the breakdown criteria, is called the spark breakdown voltage Vs, and the corresponding distance ds is called the sparking distance. The Townsend mechanism explains the phenomena of breakdown only at a low pressure, corresponding to P into D, that is gas pressure and gap distance values of 1000 torr centimeter and below. Okay, so this is the end of the class. In the next class, we'll be talking about experimental determination of coefficients of alpha and gamma. Thank you.